Hi everybody, it's me again. I've been going through my messages, looking at film that I have and that I've watched that I can review. I want to apologize in advance. There are several films I've been asked about that I do not own, and I will have to budget buying them out. So it could take a little bit of time before I can review them. That being said, I do have one that I can review that someone asked about, and I've seen it a few times, so I remember it pretty well, and that is The Hills Have Eyes, unrated. I know that there was the original, and this is obviously the remake, but yeah, so there are going to be some spoilers. Nothing I can do about that. I'll leave a link in the trailer, in the description bar below, in the IMDB as well. But essentially, I'm not going to name off the cast. I'll leave that too in the description bar. I will tell you that one of the joys, weird joys for me, is every time I watch this, I always notice Buffalo Bills in it, you know, and I always hear Goodbye Horses in the back of my head. If you don't get the reference, Silence of the Lambs, I'm sure most of you do. Anyway, so The Hills Have Eyes, unrated, is about a family who are taking a cross-country trip. You have the mom and dad who have brought along their two daughters, one of which is married with her infant and husband in tow, their son, and their two dogs. They're traveling with their truck. They have their little house trailer, Winnebago, I believe that's what it's called, behind them. They're just going cross-country. This is family time. The husband doesn't really want to go, but he's doing it because his wife wants him to, and they have their infant, and he's trying to get closer to the family. So they're going across country together. They get to the desert, and they notice that there's no real areas on the map with roads or whatnot, but the father feels that eventually they're going to stumble across something. Well, they do. They stumble across a slate of what they don't know what it is at first, but it turns out to be something that's been placed on the road purposely, which shreds their tires. He hits a big block, messes up the entire frame of the car. Or the truck. They are stuck. They don't know what they're going to do. With nothing left to think of, because there's no signal, I mean, they're in the middle of nowhere. They do recall a gas station that they had seen, and they decide, the father and his son-in-law decide that they're going to go in separate directions and look for help. Now, he's going to head toward, the father, toward the gas station, and the son is going to walk as far as he can, and he's going to go look for assistance. Meanwhile, the family is left behind. As they're left behind, the dogs get out, and one of them runs off and does not come back. The other one stays. The son goes in search of the other one, and he finds the dog in not so great conditions. And as this transpires, you find out that the son-in-law has stumbled across a weird area wherein there are cars and all kinds of things like junkyards. They're in these deep holes in areas you couldn't see unless you walk upon them. When he doesn't find anything else, he just walks back and he actually grabs something from one of the cars. He doesn't really think too much about all these vehicles. And one of the reasons for that is because as it focuses on him and pans out, you see there are other areas just like it, but he can't see them all around him. He returns to the family and whatnot. The son who has found the dog is kind of afraid, and that's one thing I will say about this film. You do have to suspend your disbelief. I mean, he does eventually say something about it, but that would be something I'd be telling people immediately. So as they realize something's not right. They realize that something is wrong, and then they are literally attacked by, they don't know what is up with people. A group of people who you find out, and I told you this has spoilers in it, were from a nuclear test site. They are mutants. They have a lot of problems. Their faces, their bodies, their hand. They have multiple fingers, all kinds of things. They are cannibals. They do not like outside. They blame humanity for doing what they've done to them. And at this point, things go crazy. You have the father at the gas station. Won't go into that. You have the family fighting off things. There are disturbing scenes in here. Very disturbing scenes. And ultimately, the family has to do everything they can to survive. There you go. There's a generalized synopsis of The Hills Have Eyes. And there's a lot I could give away. I gave away some, but I didn't give away a lot. This, for me, it is... I like the gore in it. I like the acting in it. I like the atmosphere of it. I like the feel of it. This is one for me that when I'm working, sometimes I'll pop it in the player. I liked, it's one of those films you open a beer and you get some popcorn and you sit back and you just enjoy it for what it is. Is it a masterpiece? No, but it's for what it is. I think it's very entertaining. Really enjoyed the performances of the cast, and it is what it is. That being said, there are As I stated, some very disturbing things in the film. I guess I could go ahead and warn you in advance if things are a trigger for you. Rape, things of that nature. It just, yeah, that kind of stuff. That is involved in the film. If you don't like that, you're probably going to want to steer clear of this one. But, yeah, it's definitely a film. If you're looking for something fun to watch and you enjoy this kind of film, then I think you'll enjoy The Hills Have Eyes. I know that's not a very good review. I'm sorry, I'm still getting back into the swing of this. But, yeah, and I can't remember who asked me to review this. I apologize. I went through some of my messages, and I knew I'd watch this one and could review it. So, there you go. There's a very weird, but best I could do attempt at Hills Have Eyes unrated review. I have some other films to review as well. I was having to go through because it's been so long. I can't remember what I've reviewed and what I've not. As I stated before, The House 4 has films because I just reviewed one for them. I've got to upload it and finish it and whatnot that I can't watch, so I'll watch them here. But I'm also trying to catch up on what you want me to watch. So I'll do the best that I can. But thank you for welcoming me. See, I can't talk. I had the biggest time. It was horrible trying to review Willard, which will be for The House 4. I kept stuttering over my words. I'm sorry. So I will be back with another review soon. As always, thank you for your support. I'm going to go. My kids are going to be home soon, but there you go. There's a review for that, and I will be back with another one as soon as possible. So I hope you have a great week, and thank you for the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And, yeah, I'm going to go get supper ready and all those kinds of things. I know, fun, right? All right. I'm going to go. I will talk to y'all later.